All right, let's get right into it. You've probably been told one huge piece of career advice your whole life. But what if I told you that advice isn't just wrong, but that it's actually a trap, that it's the very thing keeping you feeling stuck? Today, we're going to tear apart one of the biggest myths out there when it comes to work and success.
You know the one I'm talking about. Sound familiar? Of course it does. It's plastered on graduation cards, it's the big finale in every motivational speech. It's just everywhere. And the promise is so seductive, right? Just find that one thing you absolutely love to do and poof, everything else just works out.
Yeah, that's a lie. A big one. In fact, following that advice is probably one of the quickest ways to end up feeling completely lost, maybe even bitter and broke. The real truth? It's a little more complicated. But honestly, it's way more empowering once you get it. So where does this all go wrong? Well, it starts with the problem at the very heart of this idea, the dream job itself. See, thinking of it as a goal is the mistake. It's not a goal, it's actually a trap, and it has a name, the dream job prison. What happens is we build up this fantasy in our heads, right? This perfect job where every day is amazing and all our problems just disappear. But when we fixate on that fantasy, we get stuck. We're either too scared to start anything that doesn't seem absolutely perfect, or we end up chasing this impossible ideal that doesn't even exist. And the result? We always feel like we're failing.
And the reason this whole dream job thing falls apart is because we have the idea of passion completely backwards. I mean, totally upside down. We've all been handed the wrong recipe for a fulfilling career.
Okay, so this really gets to the heart of it. The myth we're all sold is that passion comes first, and then you do great work. But the truth, it's the other way around. Great work leads to passion. Think about it. You get good at something, you see results, you gain respect. That's what creates the passion. It's the reward for your effort, not the fuel you start with. And this whole chase creates this nasty little cycle called the backwards law. The more desperately you search for that amazing, perfect career feeling, the more you notice you don't have it. It just makes the gap feel bigger and bigger. It's kind of like trying to force yourself to be happy. The harder you try, the more aware you are that you're not happy. You end up focusing on what's missing instead of what you can actually build. Which brings us to a concept with, well, a pretty blunt name, but it's spot on. It's called the sandwich of suck. Because every single dream you have, every awesome outcome you can imagine, comes with one. This is just a perfect illustration. We see the result, the high-powered CEO, the famous musician, and we think, I want that. We fall in love with the glamorous part, but we totally gloss over the process, the 80-hour work weeks, the thousands of hours practicing alone. You can't just pick the good part. The struggle and the reward are a package deal. You got to be willing to eat the whole sandwich, not just the filling.
And this really is the key. A great career isn't about finding a life with no problems. That doesn't exist. It's about finding better problems. It's about finding a struggle that feels meaningful to you. The goal is to choose the problems that you actually get some satisfaction from solving.
Okay, so we've torn down the old way of thinking. Waiting for passion? Total trap. So, what do you do instead? Well, the alternative is actually super simple, and it's called the do something principle. And it's exactly what it sounds like. First, you have to stop waiting. Stop waiting for some grand vision or some bolt of lightning motivation to hit you. It's not going to happen. Instead, just do something. Anything. Take this smallest possible action. Write one sentence. Make one call. Learn one chord. Because action is what creates inspiration, and that inspiration then creates motivation. It's a positive cycle that you kickstart yourself just by taking one tiny step.
So what this all does is it completely changes the goal. We need to reframe what we're even looking for in a career. It's time to quit searching for passion and start looking for something much deeper, something that will actually last. And this is really the whole thing in a nutshell. You don't need a dream job, you need a meaningful struggle. Let go of the fantasy of a perfect job with no downsides. Instead, look for a challenge that matters to you. A fulfilling career, a fulfilling life, isn't about avoiding struggle, it's about choosing your struggle. It's about finding the problems you genuinely want to spend your life solving. That's where the real meaning is.
So I'll leave you with this. Instead of asking yourself, what's my passion? Try asking a different question, a much more powerful question. What struggle will I choose? What kind of problems are you willing to put up with? What challenge is so important to you that even the tough parts feel worthwhile? And here's the thing. That's not a question you just find an answer to. It's a question you answer by doing. You build the answer, one small action at a time.